I'm Helen, and now we're going to be talking about larger yardage skeins. The biggest skeins we have are Katahdin, which are 1,750 yard skeins. These will be quite similar to the self-tied skeins. The big difference is that there's more yarn. So your arm might get tired, you might get bored, but you still need to pay attention. There's more potential for something bad to happen because you'll be spending more time with the skein. You can wind a skein of Yowza, a 560 yard skein, on a royal ball winder. We've done it several times at the studio. At the end of the skein, you might need to pull the pigtail away a bit, or you might want to wind the last bit by hand, but you can get it all on there. For a skein of Katahdin, it's not so likely to get it on there. So when you get to the point where you can't wind anymore, you can either split the skein, cut it, and wind a second ball, or you can wind as much as you can onto the ball winder and wind the rest by hand. Larger skeins are more prone to larger problems if something goes wrong, so you'll want to continue paying attention the whole time you're winding the skein. Don't zone out, don't speed up or slow down, because that's going to potentially cause a tangle on the Swift. With the Katahdin, we do leave on a second tie, which allows you a nice way to double check that the strands are all going in the correct direction. Again, if you see some that are miscrossed, it's quite easy to pick them out and fix them before you put it on the Swift. So you put the yarn on the Swift as normal, and this time you'll have two ties to cut, the self tie and the extra skein tie. Katahdin is big, and you might need to adjust the Swift a couple times to get it properly tensioned. I usually cut the self tie first and unwrap the ends, and then I'll leave them hanging and cut the skein tie after double checking that there are no miscrossed strands. That's one last opportunity to make sure that you're avoiding possible future headaches. Go back to the ties and figure out which one is going to unwrap more easily. This one's tucked on the inside of the skein. This one's on the outside, so it looks like this is the way to go. Wrap the yarn on the pigtail, around the shaft, and through the nooks in the ball winder, and start winding. As the yarn cake grows, it'll start approaching the metal pigtail. You can bend the pigtail away for a little bit to get a little more on that cake before you decide it's time to stop. At that point, you can either cut the yarn and wind a second ball, or wind the rest by hand.